Welcome to Gehenna Gaming. This is Echoes of the Past. It's our Cult Divinity Lost miniseries. It's our interpretation of the scenario written by Gunilla Johnson and Michael Pedersen, and translated into English by Matthias Fredriksson. I am your GM, Mark, and with us are players. This is episode 2. If you have not watched episode 1, I highly suggest that you go back and watch that first episode. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining us again. Persephone, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Julie Koss, the doctor and supposed occultist of this group.
Yes, and as I remember from last time, one of the smartest of the group, catching on to some very mysterious things going on.
Well, she has a little bit of ooky spookiness going on, which now seems to be shared by all of us.
Well, ooky spooky is very sticky.
So is blood. We found that out too.
It's true. Also are the symbols, but we'll talk about those in a second. Raquel Skellington, who are you playing today?
Hi everybody, I'm playing Esther Roth, a military lieutenant that I think is still slightly in denial about all the magical voodoo creepy happenings, so maybe she'll have to stop being so much of a stick in the mud.
Yeah, it's almost like a fish back into water when shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Esther. Zachary Vaudu, who are you playing tonight?
I'm Zachary Vaudo. I'm playing Marcus Ryan Jackson, a New York City prosecutor who is way out of his depth right now and just kind of trying to cope.
Yeah, a survivor, so to speak, but also a very, very important prosecutor who doesn't necessarily have these types of situations happen on a regular basis.
Not typically.
And of course, we have Nick Francia. Who are you playing tonight?
Tonight I'll be playing Matthias Castillo. He is a tech CEO, big boss, and he's slowly realizing, actually not slowly, pretty quickly realizing that money can't buy him out of this situation.
Well, two things. I want to apologize for saying Matthias's name wrong last episode. It's Matthias, not Matthias. So I'm going to remember that. Second thing is, thank you so much, everybody joining us, everybody who's watching. But more importantly, I want to thank all of you players. You are amazing players. After last game, I am now extremely nervous to do this again with y'all. I'm very excited to see where this goes. As a reminder, we have our safe word. I've been calling it our conch shell, gummy bear. When someone invokes the safe word, when the player, not the character, the player is feeling rather uncomfortable. If I, as a GM or any other player, kind of crosses a line, as it relates to any of the red lines that are on the consent form that everybody filled out, you invoke the safe word, and you now control the scene, so it can be rewound, faded to black, or maybe possibly have the NPCs take a completely different action, right set this game, and then hand that conch shell back to the GM. So what do you think? Are we ready to play Echoes of the Past?
Yes.
Let's do it, now that the overlay's fixed.
We fixed the overlay and we fixed our souls. Now let's break our souls with our Kult Divinity Lost miniseries, Echoes of the Past, Episode 2. Accidents happen all the time. We crash into each other with a bang and forever bound to one another through a shared violent experience. Mates in survival and PTSD. 4 seemingly disconnected strangers survived a subway accident and witnessed a slaughter at the hands of 4 strange beasts. A call from a familiar friend on a public telephone. A moment of silence for those who have passed on from this world. This game is dedicated to the memory of Ryan Northcott. It's 3 a.m. You're standing at the entrance of a retired subway station. The phone is blaring that repeated sound when left off the hook. Who did you speak with? Who did you hear?
That was Kurt Cobain. I don't know how it's Kurt Cobain, but it's Kurt. I know the voice pretty sure we all do.
Yeah, we do.
It's strange when you hear a voice come from the past, when you hear a memory that comes from the other side. How does that make you feel, Esther, hearing that voice?
Confused. In disbelief. Hoping it just couldn't be true. All sorts of doubts swirling in her mind about what's currently going on and what all of it really means. And the frustration of just wanting to get back home to her girlfriend, but wanting to protect the innocent citizens around her as well, regardless of how she and everybody else is mixed up in this.
It was a close one, too. Down there in the subway. Many people didn't make it. Julie, when you heard that voice come from the telephone, from the public phone, right outside of that retired subway station, what did it make you think of?
Made me remember a lot of things, actually. Remembering traveling with Kurt, being in Seattle, realizing that I knew everyone here, even though I thought that we didn't, and realizing that wherever we are somewhere between worlds and are in a hell of a lot of danger.
Danger's a funny thing. Sometimes it keys people into a survival mechanism, something that allows them to overcome whatever trouble is threatening them currently or what's to come. Matthias, what do you think is to come based on the sound of that voice on the other side of the phone?
I think it's about rediscovering a past part of ourselves that we thought was long gone, and that the people around us we thought were strangers might have actually been our closest friends at one point. It's a hell of a wake-up call is what it is.
Especially finding out when your friends are not just in your head, huh?
Especially so.
The dead speak, Marcus, right from the phone sitting in your hand. How does that make you feel?
They're not supposed to be able to do that. When you're dead, right? That's the point of being dead. But apparently that's not the way it is. Apparently there's more to it than just that. So I'm already kind of starting off on a shaky foot here with the way things are supposed to be. And getting thrown back into memories I didn't remember having doesn't really help that much. So here we are.
Here we are. 4 little lost children with markings on your head, standing around a public telephone in Upper Manhattan. What do you think of those signs, those symbols that appeared on your forehead just after you met those 4 beasts?
I don't like it. I mean, the doctor here says that it's like demonic or something. And I'm I'm already kind of trying to grasp the stuff I've seen so far, so having a fucking mark of the beast on my head isn't really doing it for me, on top of all that.
I think I have the sense of something that's been a long time coming is coming full circle, and I don't know what it is yet, but there's a reason we're here, and whether it's for a reckoning or to fix something that was broken or just to die, I don't know.
What's to be done, you four? What do you do?
First thing I do is I hang up the fucking phone and just tell me I'm not the only person that saw all of that and remembered all of that.
Mark, do we still see the markings?
The markings are still there.
No, we can definitely see them, or at least I can.
But you remember, right?
Apparently.
Thoughts, yeah.
Regardless if we wanted to or not.
We can't stay here, you know that, right?
But why did we forget in the first place?
Good question.
I think we'll find out before this is over. Honestly.
We should keep moving. I still have the gun, right? From Marker.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Okay.
do.
So, Esther double checks if it's loaded and is like, I think we should keep moving on before something catches up to us physically.
Mark, is there like anything around like a missing like piece of pipe or something that I can grab as a weapon?
There is this is an old retired subway entrance. So there is pieces of trash. There's a couple of needles in the ground. You also can see maybe a couple of used condoms. And yes, there is a pipe just far away enough from those used condoms as not to gross you out. If you want to
grab it anyway, we're probably in hell. I know it's gross, but I'm a doctor. I've been around bodily fluids. I'm gonna beat someone with it. I might as well beat someone with their bodily fluids. I mean, it's gonna be covered in them anyway.
Fair enough.
Still, I'm gonna pull gloves out of I assume that I have like a medical supply fanny pack that I have left over from work that I just pull out gloves and put them on.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Well, the good part about this is that there's nothing draped over this piece of piping that you found in the corner.
Gross.
I gotta say, audience, I forgot to say this in the beginning, and I do apologize, but this is called Divinity Lost. I'm Mark. There's a content warning. This game is not for the weak of heart, for the sensitive, for the squeamish. If you are a child, please go watch Disney Channel. I hear The Mandalorian is amazing. If your children are in the room, put them to bed. And if you're squeamish, go find some other content that we have on our channel that's probably more your speed. For all the rest of you cultists, let's keep going. Matthias, what are you doing?
I'm still kind of clutching my head and trying to sort through all the memories. I mean, how could I forget about something that was so integral to my being? How could I forget all about Seattle, about the 3 people around me, about the riots? We all knew each other. And it's not even that. We all knew each other really well. How does that happen? How do you just erase someone's face that you knew for a good portion of your life from your memory forever?
How does one move on when someone you love moves on? Sometimes it's easier to forget. Sometimes it's easier to push those memories deep down into your psyche because it's just too hard, Matthias.
Bullshit.
It is bullshit. What's also bullshit is the sirens that you can hear.
Yeah, we gotta move. Yeah. Esther's right.
Can't trust the cops now or ever. Let's go.
Are we dead?
Not yet.
Oh, we don't move, we will be soon. And Esther goes ahead and starts walking.
It might be in a place where there are dead people. Probably.
Give it a
Anyway,
minute.
let's get on. Let's find out.
And where is that? Where are you going? Where do you go?
Deeper into the station, right? Or outside the station, right?
Are there stairs to like another part of the station?
So you're actually out on the street, right outside of the station.
Is
right
there
outside
anyone
of the subway
around?
stairs.
Is there anyone around?
It's 3 a.m. and there is a man across the street from you who somehow, some way, has found the ability to keep standing on his feet while his back is arched at a 90-degree angle, and he appears to be sleeping.
A 90-degree angle?
Backwards. That's right, Esther.
Yeah, we ain't in Kansas anymore.
What a
You
fucking
sure we're
exorcist.
not dead?
Doesn't matter.
Does he look peacefully asleep?
I don't know if you'd
No.
be peacefully asleep like that.
Yeah.
He looks very high. He looks, his clothes are tattered. He looks like he has been doing this for a long time. This is a common thing you've seen in various parts of the city.
Wait, is he bent backwards or forward?
He is bent completely backwards, struggling to stand on his feet in the throes of heroin addiction. This is very familiar. You've actually seen Kurt do something very similar. How funny it was, Kurt and his sense of humor. How awful it is when someone can bend their back and keep standing on their feet. When their body just wants to break down. Sit down, go to sleep. Stop hurting me, the body says. But the body continues. And still this man stands across the street from you. Where do you go?
I guess Esther's still technically at the front, but I think she's looking to the group to be like, I don't know what to do.
Who has the closest apartment? When you get off the streets.
Where are we again? Where in Midtown are we?
You're in Midtown. You're actually a few. You're actually a few streets away from Murray Hill.
Okay. Get my bearings. Shit. Okay. My place is. Shit. My place is down near Astor Place, so that's like. Fucking 20 blocks down. Anybody closer?
No.
You know, I'm not.
Nobody else lives in the city?
I live in the city, just on a different part of the city.
Same.
Well, the good news is that a taxi is only a few blocks away, hand wave away.
Wait. Is my phone still working?
Your phone is definitely still working.
Am I able to call my driver?
Yes. Do you want to do that?
Yes, please. I'm taking up the phone. Give him a call.
It rings a couple of times.
Come on, pick up.
The third time. Ah, Mr. Castillo. Hello.
Look, I need an immediate pickup now for me and my entourage.
Of course. And I assume the bigger entourage as always?
Just 3 extra people. Bring something that is conspicuous. Bring the SUV.
Sure. The black one. Should we bring backup?
No, not yet. Just you, keep it under wraps for now.
Okay.
And have them prepare my house for having visitors.
Will do, sir. A few minutes later, a grueling 20 minutes, an endless 20 minutes, and a black SUV with very dark tints rolls up next to you and stops.
Wait, so are we in the regular world?
Seems like it.
Something like it.
I got no idea.
Perhaps we're just viewing it through a different lens. That would line up with your theories, wouldn't it, Julie?
Yeah, it would. Being in between. Both part of the regular world and part of something else that is close to it.
No.
For lack of a better term. A lot of people believe it's a bunch of different things, but either way, it's not good.
As you get into the car, you realize that the sun is starting to come up. And there's a interesting red glow coming from the horizon, as if the sky is starting to bleed. You jump in the car and the driver silently speeds through the city. Matthias, can you describe your apartment or your abode?
Oh yeah. It's definitely one of those. It's definitely like in Manhattan. You know, it's expensive. Probably not like.
Nicer part of town?
Yeah, and definitely nicer part of town. Probably not like a penthouse apartment because he's not like that rich, that successful, but definitely like it's a loft in one of these like complexes.
Yeah, maybe kind of a one of the higher floors, and there's definitely somebody in the lobby at the desk taking names.
Yeah, but they're definitely like lofts and apartments bigger than his.
So the car rolls up to the building and you all walk inside. I imagine Matthias gives the girl behind the desk a head nod. If he were to do that, she would return it. Maybe even some polite conversation.
I would let her know that if anyone is looking to speak with me, that I'm not receiving any visitors as of this time.
But there's no calls. I don't have any messages for you.
Good.
I imagine that as you go up the elevator, something very strange is happening. Something feels very normal just after something abnormal happened. You hear a ding. You walk into the apartment. What does the apartment look like? The loft.
It's definitely that modern chic. You know, you have the exposed brickwork on one side and the big open kind of windows on the other. The vaulted ceilings. It has one of those like iron spiral like staircases that go up to the bedroom part of it. And there is just strange art decorating the walls. Like not necessarily famous stuff, but just strange and often a little like disturbing.
Do I recognize any of it, Mark? Or
yeah, you would definitely recognize at least a couple, if not maybe one, just outside of right past the bathroom. Something that's slightly inspired by the occult, painted in the 1980s. You know, that New York punk rock occult scene.
You been through stuff like this before, Matthias?
No, I can't say that I have, and I've been on many of a bender, but nothing quite like this.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're drunk. Are you sober yet?
I think with the bodies, that sobered me up plenty.
I'd be
That's
fucking
not
surprised
how
if
it
you
works,
weren't.
but okay. Maybe you should drink some water before we get started on figuring out what the hell's going on.
I think we all use a bit of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Is anyone injured? I
No,
want to double check.
My foot hurts a little bit from when the train stopped, but it's fine.
no, I tased Matthias. You good?
Yep. No lasting nerve lasting nerve damage. I go to the mini fridge and pull out a few bottles of water and just toss it to each of them.
Alright.
Matthias. Guy like you who lives in this kind of apartment. Do you have any prescription drugs with you? Any painkillers, anything that might be useful as we figure this out?
Yeah, I
Thought
have,
so.
I have a few perks in the bathroom.
I'm gonna take those, and I'm gonna administer them if they're needed. You know.
I never expected after all the partying and revolts and whatnot that you would turn out to be a doctor. Strange career path, what did they say?
I mean, I'm not just a doctor. If you haven't picked up on that, times change, you know. But yeah, you wouldn't think it, would you? I just got bored and I got a medical degree.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I've been writing a book. After Afghanistan, I just wanted a desk job after traveling so much, and I started writing a book when I met my girlfriend. So, I mean, we all take interesting paths in life.
Your memoirs or something, or?
Yeah, also maybe a bit of fiction. I thought it would be nice to ground myself after being on the field for so long.
Well, hopefully this makes a great addition after when you get to write it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and raid what I'm sure is a very well-stocked medicine cabinet.
Medicine cabinet is actually one of those very long mirrors that don't quite look like a medicine cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
There's a small little square in the corner of one panel, and you but just have to push forward as it snaps back open, and there is a literal cornucopia of various pharmaceuticals, various cans of cannabis, a couple of baggies of who knows what, and some ibuprofen, small, tiny little bottle of Midol, just in case.
I grabbed that.
For guests.
I'll look to see if there's anything resembling a first aid kit.
Yeah, so there's a little box of Band-Aids, and a like half-used yellow bottle of Neosporin.
Rich folks, all the money in the world and don't manage to stock anything but the drugs. Okay, I close it all up.
If there's any tranquilizers.
Are there any tranquilizers?
Well, there actually is.
It's like a bottle of Xanax
like
ketamine.
There's a little bottle that has a cat, a dog, and a horse on it.
Oh.
And it says Manhattan Veterinary Association.
I'll swipe it just in case.
You never know.
Well, I say rich like I'm not rich. But anyway.
Hey, you're a doctor.
Yeah. Anyway, I go back into the main room.
Surprisingly, we all started us such rebels, and like we all sold out in one way or the other.
Speak for yourself. I still, doctorate in medicine's only one of my degrees. I have doctorate in archaeology. I did some travel. I've done some things in occult circles. Girl gets around.
Also, I've traveled the world and served this country, so that's not nothing.
Yeah. We're all really trying not to think about it, aren't we?
I mean, do you really
Yeah.
want to think about it?
No.
I think that if we want to live, we have to.
Mm,
Can anyone remember anything that might hint as to why we're here? Why Kurt is talking to us? Probably not why the sun is bloody red, but that's another thing. If we are stuck in between, I wouldn't expect everyone that we see to either know or see what we're seeing.
As she says that, you notice there's an increased glow coming from the windows. Everybody's face has a little bit of a red hue as the sun is rising, but it's a very deep crimson red.
Look, it's probably not a coincidence that Kurt's the middle of all this, right?
No. Does it surprise anyone that it might be?
not really, the more I think about it.
Yeah.
No.
We all went our separate ways after, he died.
Did we go willingly, though? I still don't remember.
Who fucking knows at this point? We don't even remember it happening now.
It wasn't like we were forced. I got a job at Bell. That's what happened. I grew the fuck up.
Well, that's good for you, but you need to keep cool here. The fact is that we all have a lot of our memory gone, and we're just starting to remember. And the other thing, too, is that if this is centered on Kurt, probably whatever happened is linked to back then. So I don't know if anything that happened in our lives was actually, willing or free. You gotta prepare for that. I'm sorry.
Was Kurt ever into this occult shit?
Was Kurt into occult shit?
I
mean,
listen to the band?
I mean, past the I'm a musician and that's what we fucking do. Plenty of musicians say that they're in the occult, but they don't actually, go
Yeah, not
do
everyone's
that.
fucking Rob Zombie. I get it. I don't know if it's something that Kurt was involved with or they stumbled into. Or if it's something that we did.
I mean, he hung out with Burroughs, so it's not like he was a novice to this shit. But I still don't know what that means for us and him. I don't know if he's part of this shit.
Well, let's take stock of what we know first. We know Kurt's involved. We know that we have symbols of the dragon on us, which are related to some sort of, Christianity, religious theory, and sort of, stuff involved that would say demonic, but we don't really know. We know that the police are potentially out to get us, which might mean that we can't trust anyone really around us.
True.
Not that we could trust the police anyway, but it is a little weird that they said the things that they said, even
You
for
definitely
them.
can't trust the state.
Yeah. 4, there was a sacrifice. There was a ritual, for lack of a better term. And it's not lost to me that there were 4 beasts that crawled out of that pile of heads, and there's 4 of us.
That fucking guy say.
Called us master. Oh, you mean the drunk?
The busker, yeah. What did he mean?
God has blessed you over and over again, Demarcus.
Does this look like a fucking blessing?
It
That's what I would
depends.
call it.
It
Not
depends
dead.
on something. So, what did the police exactly say to you, Esther and Marcus?
Well, when I got on the phone, they gave me a completely different set of directions than what happened when they thought or pieced together that they were on speaker somehow. They were telling me to restrain Marcus, and they were telling me to, basically hand ourselves in, and that we're the threat. It was... They wouldn't answer my questions. They would just tell me that we were the danger.
Maybe because we are. Maybe that was honesty.
He told me all the shit that he said when he was on speakerphone, so whatever it was, Esther's the only one that he said it to.
All right. So let's assume that we are a danger to someone or something. Those beasts called us master. Maybe this is all some sort of cosmic reckoning we all signed up for and don't remember.
I really fucking hope not.
I mean, I do, because that means that there's a goal in mind. Stop whatever we were sent to stop or kill or deal with. But the alternative to that, if that isn't true, means that we ain't got shit, and we need to do some research.
Do you really think we're the type of people that want to sell their souls?
Look at all of us. Look at all of us. We all got somewhere in life that's, kind of positive.
But that's because we were smart. That's because we were hardworking. We weren't idiots.
Listen.
I went to college. I busted my ass for this.
Damn.
Yeah. Let me be the first to tell you that a lot of that shit is luck, money, and opportunity. I didn't have shit. And I somehow got an archaeology degree, a fucking doctorate in medicine. I traveled the world. Do you think that's normal for someone?
No, I think you were a smart student.
Yeah, you're brilliant. I mean, I went to a military academy, got into service, did well in service, got a promotion.
What I'm saying here is that it doesn't matter necessarily how brilliant someone is. There's always obstacles to this shit. I'm just saying it's not an impossibility. And even if we didn't sell our souls, we're still tied to this somehow. And none of us remember why yet. And we need to figure that out. We need to do research on these symbols. We need to get moving, because the longer we wait around, the more we're sitting ducks for whatever the hell is coming.
All of my contacts are in the justice system, so...
Those beasts.
You think?
Matthias, do you have a computer? You gotta have
Yeah. Yeah, I run a tech company. What the fuck do you think? Yeah, it's
cool.
in the room.
Then provide us with the password. Let's go.
I open the computer, quickly type in the password.
So, Mark, racking my knowledge of occult dabbling, do I hit on any mythological or demonic or goetic demon that might fit any of these descriptions?
Let's have you roll your occult studies.
Okay.
That's plus reason.
Plus reason. Does my magical intuition or... Oh, I have occult studies. Okay.
You do.
Cool.
You are a student of the occult.
That is 14.
Okay. So, you know that you need help. You know that you need information. You also know that the information regarding the occult on the internet, just like many things involving the occult and esoteric sciences, hides in plain sight. And frankly, there's a lot of bullshit out there. There's a lot of conspiracy theory involving anti-Semitic theories and Illuminati control of the world. All of these things go down into lizard people have taken over the government.
Another anti-Semitic thing.
It's all nonsense. But you do know exactly the best place to go. And that's probably to talk to an actual Kabbalist. Perhaps to go to his bookstore, Aquarius, that you've been to.
Yeah.
More than once.
Yeah.
That's most likely where you can find exactly what you're looking for.
Right, Manuel. I take a step away from the computer. I might know someone, actually, now that I think about it.
Who?
Emmanuel, he's a Kabbalist, occultist, whatever you want to call it. He's local. You might want to pay him a visit.
You don't sound too too keen on visiting him.
It's not that I'm not keen on visiting him. He's just a busy guy. I know him pretty well. He's, you know, a friend for several years now, almost a decade.
Whatever you say, as long as he'll give us the answer that we need.
Yeah. Yeah, he might. Before we do that, though, we should probably find a means of defending ourselves besides a pipe and a gun.
Well, I have a knife, 2 knives. I think I gave my smaller one to Marcus, right?
Yeah, and I want to trade back. And I just hold the knife out towards Esther.
I hand the gun over, and I take the little knife and the bigger knife out of my bag.
I think we might need something a little bit more esoteric.
Well, like holy water?
Salt?
I don't know if holy water will work. There's a lot of belief around that. I don't know. It depends on... There's a lot of different ways of believing this shit, and a lot of shit that may or may not work.
Well, doesn't salt work? Can't we just get some salt?
Couldn't hurt to bring some, but I don't know if it'll work.
Holy water. Where would you find holy water?
At a church.
Interesting, Matthias. So looking at... Taking a little bit of a inventory here of your current weaponry. We've got the little knife. We've got the big knife. We've got, and remind me, Marcus, the amazing name for your sidearm.
The Streetwise Pain Pen. Or like the little stick taser.
Beautiful.
And then my Beretta M9.
And then we have the information that exists in your heads. And of course, maybe a little help with some friends.
Actually, quick question. Is it true, I don't know if this is like a myth, but is it true that some people in the military, once they reach a certain rank, they are listed as like a deadly weapon? Like their fists or like them fighting civilians, like they could get charged with being a deadly weapon?
I know that's true for several martial artists, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the military. I would assume probably, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be trained in it.
I would say it's definitely true, Esther. I would say that you, given the extensive training that you've had, the missions that you've gone on, the multiple tours, at this point, if you were to kill somebody, they would most likely, and if you were to be found at fault, they would
Right.
most likely use that defense, that your body is essentially a deadly weapon between your hands, your fists, your knees, your legs, your feet. I mean, you're a goddamn warrior.
Figured I'd ask with what's on my sheet.
Let's go on the inventory list.
That's on the inventory.
Just
Who
the
needs
inventory
list.
inventory when
These
your whole
guns.
body's the weapon?
Yeah, you got the mic and the
three
backup
guns
mic.
now. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the safe mark and I'm gonna pull out my my Glock.
Matthias, I just want to be clear here. You have a Glock in a safe in your apartment in Manhattan.
Of course, everyone wants to kill a rich person,
Is
especially
this,
these days.
Where would you even get a gun like that allowed in Manhattan?
Is this firearm registered to you?
Probably not.
Probably not.
A Glock. It's not like it's a machine gun.
Yeah, they're legal.
This is Manhattan.
It's the United States.
Very difficult.
Manhattan gets real picky about that.
It's true. Although Matthias, you would have the resources and the patience to go through the proper channels. I just want to be clear.
But yeah, definitely an illegal weapon though. And then he's also going to put away a small vial of white powdery substance that probably doesn't need any explanation.
Of course not.
Of course not.
I mean, I have a bunch of that in my bag from when I found it on the train. Everyone remembers that, right?
Well, I'm not sure about that. I don't know what that is.
I found a bag of probably cocaine or heroin. I'm not entirely sure.
Wait, shut.
Oh, I pull it out of the bag I have.
My mother always taught me never to do subway cocaine, especially ones you find on the subway floor.
Is that what the meat is made out of? Subway? Sorry, it was a joke. Anyway, I hold out the baggie.
I'm
Mark,
left.
Mark, does this look like anything that's like crossed a courtroom that I've been in, or is this something like weird or looking?
I mean, it all kind of looks the same. Something from some kind of evidence locker, right? It's powder in a bag. You have no idea what it could be. It could be cocaine. It could be heroin. It could be baby laxative. It could be rat poison for all you know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Do you mind
There
if I
is-
see that?
Baby
Go
laxative.
ahead.
Mark,
Yes.
I dab my finger in it, just to get a little bit,
Yes.
and I press it to my tongue.
No!
Do I recognize the taste?
Dude,
Your eyes roll in the back of your head,
Oh, Jesus.
and you get sudden images, Matthias, of a breeze blowing a leaf on a tree, of a man climbing that tree and cutting a fairly sizable stick with very large overgrowth of moss down. You could smell the wood from the tree. You could hear the sound of some kind of music playing in the background out of a shitty speaker. Yeah, your speaker that was put together from a couple of different speakers. It's hard to get this kind of nice stereo system in these parts. The pounding of the plants, the pouring of the kerosene. You can smell the kerosene as the powder starts to disintegrate. The kerosene evaporates, the scraping off of the pans. There are men surrounding a table, tattoos all over their face, children running around, and beautiful women sitting next to these men as they shovel piles of white powder into large bags and tape them up. And yes, they taste it too. Just a little on the gums. Cocaine. It's pure. Cocaine.
It's definitely coke.
You look like you went to a place.
yeah, whatever it is, we don't give him more.
I take the baggie back.
God, I never got mixed up in that stuff.
It's
Nice.
pure cocaine, though? On the subway?
Yeah. The real shit.
Okay, that's
Cool.
fucking weird.
Also, probably a lot of money.
Yeah. How big is this baggie?
It's not big. It's like a little small baggie.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
It's not a huge amount. It's like some white powder and a
like-
tiny little baggie.
I
Okay.
mean, we could embrace the end of the world. I'm just kidding if we had a giant brick of cocaine.
Well,
Like,
yeah, if only, right?
I'd rather not, but
I mean, having that much substance with that kind of purity, I mean, surely you could probably make quite a bit on the streets. Unfortunately, this is just a tiny little amount.
well, fortunately, I don't know if I would jump to start becoming a cocaine dealer, but you know.
Well, Julie, you do have a pretty sizable collection of pharmaceuticals and various other drugs in your pocket right now,
I do, just in case someone gets injured or if we need them.
because you are the doctor,
I am the doctor.
and you do have good friends.
Debatable. But yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, I do.
Does anybody else want to talk to anybody?
Can I send a text to my girlfriend?
Sure.
Assuming I probably still have my phone in like one of my many pockets or some pocket in my backpack.
Yeah, you do. Little brick phone covered in the little case. There was the solid kind of military belt case.
It's a thick case. I think Esther's going to take the time to, text her girlfriend, tell her that she's okay. That, there's going to be a delay in her getting home, and she doesn't know how long it's going to take. But that hopefully, everything will turn out all right. And that she loves her.
So breakfast is canceled?
Breakfast is canceled.
I was going to introduce you to my parents.
I know. It's just going to have to wait a little longer.
It's a frowny face with a tear. I've waited this long. I could wait a lifetime to be in your arms yet again.
She's literally the sweetest. My queen. She sends like a bunch of heart emojis and is like, I'll make it up to you. Winky face, devil horns, heart.
She says, you better, with a poop emoji.
I sent a poop emoji back.
God damn, that's romantic.
Does anybody else have any friends that they'd like to talk to?
I would, except they're all attached to the NYPD and the prosecutor's office, so kind of limits my pool there. If we're not trusting the cops right now.
Right now?
More like ever.
Who's the best artist here?
What kind of art?
Can you copy down what's on my forehead?
I mean, like, not great, but decently. I guess, probably.
Pen and paper.
Might as well give it a shot.
Yeah, just give it a shot.
Hey, you never know. This might sell for millions of dollars 20 years from now.
Sure, why not? Is there any role affiliated with trying to draw what I see on his forehead or no?
No, you could just draw it. It's a fairly simple symbol. So it got round, got a couple of points on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very complex, but your drawing is not that great either.
Yeah, so quick lines. For good measure, I'll draw Julie and Esther's as well while I'm at it. And just ta-da.
All right.
I'll take the paper and quickly doodle Marcus's on there too.
Hey, what's mine?
That one. I'll point at the one that I drew.
A little Picasso over here. I'm going to take a snapshot of it with my phone, and I'm going to text the image over to Avery and ask if she's ever seen this before.
Hey, I asked her what kind of art.
That looks satanic. Was it some kind of rock and roll symbol? I know you always like that kind of music.
Someone did some graffiti in my office. Or you might know what's going on, what they mean. It's curiosity.
That's awful. Is everyone okay?
Yeah. It's a couple punks. It wasn't like actually inside my office. It was in the hallways. The punks must have got inside.
OMG, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just having some early breakfast with some old friends.
We used to have breakfast.
Yeah, I know. Then you found God.
You know, he loves you too.
That's
Both
what
of
everyone
us.
keeps saying.
We both do.
Well, at least someone does.
Are you okay? I mean, really. ...
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just got a lot of stuff going on right now. You know, the usual.
Same here. There's a lot going on over here. Somebody died.
Shit. What happened? That bad, huh?
There's the bubbles of typing, and then it stops. The bubbles of typing again, and then it stops. I could explain. It's easier if... Do you want to come by the parish?
I look over at the others, look back at my phone. Yeah, I could stop by there.
She gives a smiling emoji. Today?
Yeah, let me just get a few things done first.
Take your time. I'm not allowed to go anywhere. LOL.
I type out the message. You know you could leave any time. And then I just quickly erase it because I figure this is a conversation we probably have had a million times before. I pocket the phone. Alright, I'm ready, let's go.
Alright. I'm going to the Lower East Side.
The four of you are standing in a very nice apartment. And this is the first time that you've seen Matthias break his solid exterior. Even after the accident in the subway, he somehow was unfazed. Even when he was stabbed and electrocuted, he somehow kept his composure. But something about the interaction that he had on the phone really affected him. There are two friends. We have Emmanuel and we have Avery. Before we get there, let's take a break. Everybody who's watching, go drink some water, go like a couple of our Twitter posts, come back here in a couple of minutes, and we'll start back up with Echoes of the Past, our Cult Divinity Lost miniseries. Welcome back. Obviously, this is Gehenna Gaming, and obviously, this is the second part of episode 2 of Echoes of the Past, our Cult Divinity Lost miniseries. For all of you who hung out for those couple of minutes so that my players can stretch their legs and get a drink of water, I really, really do appreciate you. It's great that you're watching this. It's great that you're enjoying this. Feel free to let us know on our Twitter at Gehenna Gaming what you thought of this game. And let's get back into this. It's now daytime in New York. There are lots of people everywhere. You can hear horns blaring. You can hear people shoving. Everyone's ignoring each other, kind of walking through. There's tourists all over the place. You're in the East Village. And you're standing in front of a series of shops. Small little bodega. There's a little liquor store, breakfast nook, and a bookstore called Aquarius. with a sliver moon and a little magic wand with a star on the end of it crossing the moon.
Hey, Marcus.
Yeah.
Keep the skeptic down a little when you're in here, okay? If that means you just have to shut up, that's fine.
I think I'm kind of past skeptic at this point.
Are you sure?
I just heard my dead friend on the phone after 4 whatever the fucks ran out of a pile full of heads. I'm
surprised that you didn't run through the other justifications for that. Like, someone recorded it, someone did an impression, something else.
When you get a series of evidence lined up back to back like that, it's easy to refute one of it, but if you start looking to refute every single bit of it, then it's just dumb practice at that point. At this point, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is actually going on here.
Good.
Likewise.
That's why we're here.
I don't know if I'm ready to wrap my head around what it is, but
Well,
there's a lot of things back to back just now.
don't get too worked up. We don't know. Emmanuel will probably be able to help us, but I don't know to what extent. He's a very well-learned man, but... Anyway, let's go in.
Yeah.
As you open the door, there are 2 teenage girls walking out, kind of pushing through you. Very thick black eye makeup, fishnets, gothed out to the T.
I remember those days.
Inside is a pile of books, a labyrinthine array of seemingly disorganized books. There are shelves that look like they're about to fall from the pressure of so many books lined up. There are piles on the ground. There are some of them are grouped by author. But then you look over at another bookshelf and you see the same author from the pile before. It smells warm and welcoming. There's a cat walking around top of the stacks. You can smell the mildewy, kind of pleasant, papery smell of old books. And there's a man in his 60s wearing an all-white suit, thin black tie, and really large, wide-brimmed hat, organizing books in the corner of the room.
So I walk forward because I've been here a lot and I know what I'm doing and I know how everything is organized chaos, and Emmanuel knows every single inch of this store back and forward like the back of his hand. But first I hold out my hands for the cat to jump into my arms.
Yeah, she does one of those, jumps up onto your shoulder, kind of nuzzles your face a little bit.
A little bit of comfort in what's going on.
She's a Russian blue named Sophie.
Hey Sophie, how you doing? Everything good?
Sounds like it's an engine coming out from her throat as she purrs as loud as possible.
She's a good cat. Emmanuel.
He ignores you.
Listen, Grandpa, I don't have all day. Come around and turn around and look at me. Hurry up.
This is no library. If you're going
That's
to
why
look,
I'm being loud.
If you're going to look, you're going to have to buy, Julie. You know this.
When do I walk out of here without something?
Are you healthy? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Healthy is a matter of debate. Physically, yeah. Metaphysically, we need to have a conversation. Is a back room free for us to talk? You and me and my friends?
He takes his hat off and holds it to his chest. Yes, come.
Come along now.
Make you some food if you'd like. Are you hungry? Did you eat? Have you eaten yet?
I don't know if I could.
All right. Well, a couple of friends. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
If you want to eat, feel free.
Please, I'll make you a
You
sandwich.
probably should.
I'll make you a Sammy, as Julie likes to call them.
Sammy, yeah. You do make the best sandwiches.
Yeah, well, don't let my secret out. They'll come a knocking when they figure out that this old wizard makes a mean BLT.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with me, that and others.
He saunters over to the back. There's an alley of books that can barely fit his thin frame. Well, come on.
You know anything about these symbols? I hold up my hand for the paper that Marcus has.
Just kind of fish it out of my coat and hand it over.
I hold it in front of...
He grabs one, and then he grabs the other with his other finger in the same hand, and turns around and opens the door. And there's a small little kitchenette. There's a tiny little table and a toilet. There's a couple of crates. He sits down in one of the crates and puts the two pieces of paper on the table.
You know, at some point you're gonna let me buy you actual furniture. You know that, right?
It's important not to get so attached to physical items. We can't take it with us.
You can't take them with you, but that doesn't mean your ass needs to be upset when you're here.
My ass does just fine on these crates.
Uh-huh, your bony old thing, I doubt it does.
Let's step in, like, see the kitchen and the toilet. Practical.
Thank you.
Very, very practical.
My wife used to make this place a little more welcoming. She's gone now. And I get my crates back, which I'm thankful for. She used to hide them in the back and put books in them.
One of these days, I'm just gonna appear when you're not here and just... All of this is gonna be better.
Julie, if you decorate my boudoir, I will be very upset with you.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
What's happening first place?
And who are your friends? Introductions.
This is Marcus, Mateus, and Esther. We go way back.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Emmanuel, Zephyrin. It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
Likewise, yeah.
Listen, Emmanuel, I don't want to put you in danger or anything, but we've seen some shit today, and they involve those symbols. You should get out of your hair as quickly as possible. We just need answers.
He takes a pack of cigarettes out of his pocket and lights a cigarette, puts it on the table and kind of angles the open end of the soft pack, pushes it over to anybody else who may want any.
Yeah, sure. Let's take one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
That shit will kill you, you know.
they will, but they help me think, Julie. You know this. What helps us think makes us better.
Cannabis would be better for you, you know that.
Of course, it'd be better for my eyes as well.
I'm going to touch my cigarette to the end of his lit one that's on the table. Just let it light.
We have to learn how to learn. We have to remember that all of this, none of this is real. And we're stuck. We're stuck in our own prison of the mind. This prison is under the control of our own demons that we have to face day in and day out. I remember when I met mine, I made my own oil of abramelin. Just a little vial. My wife helped. She just was the better cook in the family. She used to say, "Emmanuel, clean up after yourself. These candles are going to light this place aflame." And I put the oil of abramelin on my forehead. And I performed my rituals. And when the demons finally came, when I met my demons, do you know what I felt? The cinnamon from the oil of abramelin, which beaded into my eyes from all the sweat from the performance of the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Right in my eyes. I did not see the demons, but I did hear my screams of pain. They punished me.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Uh-huh.
This is what happens. We see things or expect to see things, and things happen. What you're going through, I don't know what you kids have gone through today, but you all come into my shop with a very grave look in your eye. Julie looking beautiful as always, but worried. That face worries me. I'm sorry, sweetheart, my ears aren't as well as they used to. Can you speak up?
How can we be sure it happened?
Well, there's no need to yell.
I'm sorry?
Don't be. I have these two sigils. I've seen them before. I couldn't tell you where. So many books. But what I can say is that they are the marks of the dragons. Julie, I'm surprised you didn't know this.
I did.
Yeah, that's what she said. But what does that mean?
There's a battle between the snake, the dragon. Some Gnostic Christians believe that this battle is between that one serpent, the devil, and the Messiah. I don't believe all of that. We all know it's the Archangel Michael. Some say Raphael or Uriel, but it's Michael.
Yeah, I don't think the snake would condescend to fight a man no matter whose son he is.
And that's if he existed at all.
Even so.
Others say that the Messiah is yet to come. My father would talk about that a lot. Moses coming back. What a shame. What a shame, he would say. They tried to take our God, and then they took our lives for so many years, and then they laugh at us. Use our words against us. These signs mean rebirth. We have Moon and Mars. We have the Tower and the Fool.
Tarot cards.
Yes.
The moon, the tower, the fool. What else?
There's a book that I have in the stacks back there that might help.
Tell me where.
Just back there. You know, where the Goetic books are.
Yes, I do. And Julie will get up.
Are you hungry? I can make you a sandwich. I make the best BLT.
He's not
in
lying.
East Village.
Or I'll take a BLT.
You know
What
what?
about-
Sure. I haven't eaten since. I go look for the book.
Emmanuel turns around and starts blabbing on about some story. It probably used to be a joke at one point. It's turned into a really long anecdote as he prepares the BLT, cuts the tomato, washes the lettuce. Julie, you walk through the books, the stacks, into the back of the store. It becomes darker. You hear whispers. It becomes even darker, but you can see very well.
Yeah, I can.
It's almost as if the darker this room gets, the better you can see.
Yeah.
The letters on all the books pop.
Almost as if they're glowing.
Burn the store down.
No.
One day he will.
He will or I will?
We all will. Burn this store down. You should do it first.
Not unless I get you first.
You are a slippery one.
Yeah, real slippery. Also got a real mean temper.
There's a book with an ankh. It's rather thick.
I take it.
As you're flipping through, it's a lot of Golden Dawn nonsense. It's a lot of secret rituals, Z documents, emerald quotes, performative notes, and a whole section on the tarot. Why don't you roll your occult studies for me?
In Kult studies or the magical sense?
Let's see. Your call, actually. Which one would you rather?
Magical intuition. So
Yes.
soul.
Yeah. Add soul, please.
$13. Says choose up to 2 options. One may be saved until later this scene. I can either learn something about a creature's true name, learn if something has a magical nature, learn where the illusion is weakest, or I can ask, I guess.
Let's do this. You know about the true nature of this creature that was whispering to you.
Mm-hmm.
You remember from a few years ago that it whispered to you before. It's something that it lives in this part of the store.
Mm-hmm.
It's the scariest part of the store. It's dark. The lights don't quite work back here. This is where some of the more demonology associated books are.
Mm-hmm.
And it likes to exist here. And it's angry. And back when Emmanuel could hear, he would tell it to shut up. Oh, shut up, he would say. It seems that you've learned to not be so compelled to do what it suggests.
Hey, little bitch. Still here?
I'm always here.
What
Always.
do you know, buddy?
About you, I know that you're not supposed to exist.
Are we all supposed to be dead or something?
Dead?
Damned?
You're not supposed to be alive.
Shocking.
You weren't supposed to be here. You weren't really anywhere. You just plopped into existence in 1986.
Really?
Yes, shat into the world.
Ooh, you have such a way with language. Tell me more, sweetie.
I have a lot of time to read here.
Any recommendations?
Kill yourself and burn the place down. Not necessarily in that order.
Oh, you're so feisty. I like that in someone. Listen, buddy. This place ain't gonna burn to the ground. Not until Emmanuel is long gone. You're stuck here. You like being here. You hate that you like being here. But you are. So, before you start telling me that I was shat into the world or whatever bullshit, which I'm sure is relevant to my current situation, why don't you get a reality check?
I'll give you your reality check.
Please do.
When this is over, when you are done, we're all going to be done. Whether I like it or not.
Apocalyptic, huh?
Quite.
Fun.
Burn the store down, please.
So you can be free? So you don't have a place to live? I'm not in the habit of making people homeless, sweetie.
Emmanuel made me stay.
And you act like you don't like it. Listen, buddy. Seems like you're a valuable source of knowledge. How useful can you make yourself to me?
Depends.
On what? Time's ticking here, buddy. You don't got much time.
What will you give me? What will you sacrifice?
What will I sacrifice? Tell you what. I'm offering you a way out of here. That's the only sacrifice I'm willing to make. Now, how useful can you make yourself to me? I won't ask
Very.
again.
You burn this place down, I'll make this myself very useful. You're going to help. Emmanuel is going to choke in his sleep. It's not going to be pretty. You might as well burn the place down. And I'll give you...
When he'll choke in his sleep, he might have a few years left in him.
You need to go back to the beginning.
1987 or whatever?
No.
The beginning of
Unless
time?
you've figured out how to time travel. None of us can do that.
Well, I ain't going back to Seattle.
Why?
Because I like it right here.
You said you wanted me to be useful. That's what I have for you.
Fine. Fine. I'll think about it. But you, this place burns. You're bound to whatever form I want. That clear?
Crystal.
Good boy.
Burn-
Or whatever
burn
you
this.
are.
Burn the store down.
I don't like to assume gender of, demonic entities.
You got it right. That's impressive, actually. I'm putting on my more effeminate voice. You should hear my other voice.
Should I hear your other voice?
Burn this place down.
Cry about it. I leave.
As you're walking out of the stacks, you can hear the radio that was playing, which you didn't really quite hear before. Probably because Emmanuel was so busy humming over the stereo, but you can hear Love Myself Better Than You. I know it's wrong, so what should I do? I'm on a plane. I can't complain. So what do you think? Best BLTs in East Village. Am I wrong?
Sorry, this is actual bacon?
Oh no, it's turkey bacon.
Okay, yeah, sorry. There was a you were talking about Moses and shit, and I had a bit of a disconnect there. No, it's great.
Tasty.
It's
I'm
great.
loving this.
Hey, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Remember your old buddy in the back that used to speak to you?
I don't like to talk about him.
Yeah, well, he wants me to burn the place to the ground.
Oh, of course he does. He always wants to burn the place down.
I told him I might if he can help me with this. He says you're gonna die in your sleep, choking to death.
I know. He told me that 10 years ago.
Of course he did. I didn't say I was gonna do it.
Did he promise you anything?
He did.
What did he promise you? Oh, he always comes up with such great gifts.
I told him that he would be bound to help me in whatever form I choose.
So you're gonna burn my store down?
Apparently. Look at
No,
me,
you're-
my matches ready to go.
You're not gonna burn this place down at all.
No, I'm not.
Ignore him.
I can't ignore everything. Unfortunately, little demon buddy is the closest thing we got to knowing what we can do now besides you. So apparently I popped into existence in the 1980s and didn't exist beforehand.
Marcus is like stopped chewing halfway through, chewing like when they started talking, and just like, sorry, what the fuck?
Buddy, you're not new. Not anymore. Anyway. There's a demon in the back bound there by Emmanuel.
And what, you're friends with this thing?
Oh, fuck no. I mean, it's sort of like... How do I put this? It's sort of like when you have a squatter nearby your apartment and like you talk to them, maybe give them a buck or two every so often, but mostly you're just trying to, you know, they're mostly annoying, that kind of thing.
Cool, homeless demon in the bookstore.
But
All
it's
right.
Basically.
I wouldn't exactly say homeless,
He does live here.
unfortunately.
He also secretly likes it, I think.
I
He loves
fucking hate to misrepresent the demon in the bookcase.
He, him pronouns, by the way. I brought you the
Great.
book, but I am, so I think we need to go back to Seattle.
right now.
Easier said than done.
Beginning and the end. When did this all happen?
Well, I have money. I could just use my credit card to get a ticket.
I mean, yeah, I can get a ticket too, but like,
Don't waste your money. I have plenty. I'll just
Yeah,
order
but-
the tickets.
But if we're like having people kind of not wanting us to exist, you think we're just gonna be able to buy a ticket?
I do.
Train instead.
Train's gonna take fucking forever.
You better forever than anything else. Would
The
you
sky-
like to fall from the sky? Because those...
That's what I was thinking. Because if anything, if we fall from the sky,
You can jump off a moving train and live sometimes.
how would I do that?
Also, I'm assuming that if I'm not supposed to exist...
I think that demon was just telling you what it wanted to tell you.
It's possible. It is, but, you know, he's a mouthy motherfucker. He might have been lying, but it's still worth, you know, keeping in the back of our minds. But he's not wrong about the beginning and the end. That is something that's very obvious now that you pointed it out. I placed the book in front of Emmanuel. Let me guess, each one of the tarot cards represents one of us, right?
There are 4 of them. Yes, just like 4 of you.
Fucking horse.
Which one of us is each?
That you're gonna have to figure out. I
I
don't
look at
know the
this-
answer to that. You
I
can
look at the
ask my
symbols.
friend, but he'll lie.
I figured. He probably meant to lie about that too, but I do think he might be right. At least
wasn't-
on the Seattle part.
He wasn't lying about my wife. It was awful what they did to her on the street outside.
What did they do?
I don't like to talk about it.
He didn't say anything about your wife.
He told me. And I didn't stop her from leaving. I knew it was going to happen. because he told me. And he would laugh and laugh and tell me all the time. She said, I'm leaving, Emmanuel. I'm tired of all of this. I'm going somewhere that will make me happy. She walked out those doors, and she met those men, and it was late. And I was mad. I was so angry that I let it happen. And he laughed and laughed. He wasn't lying about that. So no, I don't think he's lying about Seattle. Did you say? Wherever. He's telling you to go or not to go.
He also told me to kill myself.
Yes. He likes that one.
Reminds me of a few of my exes. There's a reason I'm single right now.
Hard same, as the kids say on the streets.
All right, everyone. We need to figure out which symbol's associated with which card.
Quick question then. Emmanuel, do you know why we'd be forgetting? Why we can't remember?
No. I don't. Boy, I don't have all the answers. I'm just an old wizard with a bookshop who was hoping to control the powers of hell and instead found a cat.
My head
Pat
hurts.
is great. As a consolation prize, that's pretty high up there. Sophie's wonderful.
She is a sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it matters what cards. You could take this book. It's on me. Take it with you. If you want to burn my store down, can you just please make sure you open the door for Sophie so that she can leave?
I'm not gonna burn the store down, Emmanuel. I'm not gonna do that to you.
Please?
You want me to?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Emmanuel, talk to me. What's going on?
I'm just a very tired old man. I think it's time I just lay down for a little bit.
I don't think that's a good idea. Emmanuel.
Yes. You have a long way to go.
You're gonna go to sleep and die, you know that, right?
Yes, and I hear that I may choke. We all die. Julie, you know this. We can't take our vessels when we go. And where we go, I don't know. I do know how to climb the Kabbalistic building. I know where all Sephira lie. I know how to pass with peace and grace. And that son of a bitch will be lonely, so I'm sure I'll be just fine.
This place burns, I'll have to do something about him. There's too much knowledge here to burn this place to the ground. At least half of it worthwhile, too.
Let us take the book then.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Do you want me to take Sophie?
Just prop the door open. She likes to go hunt for tuna fish cans and trash cans.
Emmanuel, do you want to die?
Who wants to die? Nobody does. I only know how to die.
If you're not here when I get back, I'm gonna be very sore with you. We'll have words, you know that, right?
You do know that you're in the will.
Emmanuel, you know that's not why I care.
I'm not letting this place go. Besides, I have a business to run, and I make the best goddamn PLTs in East Village. I'm an old man. I got confused where I live for a second.
All right, we're gonna go. You better be here when I get back.
We'll see. It was nice meeting all of you. Please, if you're ever in the area, stop by. You're welcome here anytime.
Thanks.
Yeah. Stomp's like a few blocks over that way, so probably. Yeah. Thanks for the sandwich.
Tell everyone about the BLT.
You got it.
Yeah.
See if we make it out alive ourselves.
Fuck up, buddy. We're gonna be fine. Let's go. On the way out, I leave $500 in cash on the counter in the hallway on the way out.
It's very nice of you.
And I also look at Sophie and be like, okay, if this place burns, you're mine. You're mine. We'll take care of each other, okay? Just don't run away. Well, run away, but don't go far.
As you walk out and open the door, she kind of worms her way between your feet and goes running off on the other side of the street, off into the distance, where she is undoubtedly looking for a thrown away tuna fish can.
Hey, Julie.
Yeah.
You know, I've been thinking, maybe you're right about the beginning and the end thing, but I think you're wrong about where it starts.
Where do you think it starts?
Well, the earliest thing I can remember is starting college at NYU, right here in New York.
Yeah, I went to Yale before I went to Washington.
I remember.
Not exactly New York, but not too far.
I mean, I came straight here after Seattle and applied to the military academy.
I mean, New Haven's a hell of a lot closer than Seattle, and Matthias started here, then I think it all like converges over there, but
I had a fling in Barcelona before anything happened with Kurt. But I don't think that's the place where it starts.
As you're talking, you're walking down the street. Blocks have passed without you realizing. Time has gotten away from you. Half the day has passed, and you are in a familiar area. Matthias, you've been in this area.
Yeah.
There's a large building that's towering over some of the other more modern buildings. It's the Cathedral of St. Patrick is a few blocks down. Are we paying a visit, Matthias?
Do you mind if we go see an old friend?
Seems like we're seeing a lot of old friends. Why stop now?
yeah, I didn't even realize we made it up to Midtown already. Yeah, does your friend also have a demon living in their house?
Oh, I don't know, maybe a dragon.
Really not that big a deal, you know.
God, I hope
kind of a lot.
not.
There's a lot of demons everywhere. I'm surprised I forgot, though.
But
Well,
I'm sure if there's one house to hold a demon, be the Catholic Church.
That or the precinct, but yeah.
I had an old girlfriend. Came and none, found God.
Jesus Christ, that's one hell of a breakup.
Yeah, that's why I don't date anymore.
You could always convince her to break the habit.
If you mutter another pun like that, I swear to fucking God.
Gotta find the humor in these situations, you know? It's the only way you can move on.
There's
She haven't changed.
Nope, not even a little bit.
There's a small administrative office next to the church. You have the main cathedral where people walk in for services, and right next door is a little unassuming entrance that Matthias, you know about, because that's where all the nuns go in. It's where all the priests come out.
Not
It's a big-
fully.
There's a big wooden door that opens, and there's a woman dressed in mostly black, a habit, some hair sticking out, bright red, very pretty. She sees you, Matthias, and she smiles, but she has tears in her eyes. She runs over to you and hugs you.
Do that like awkward hug back.
He's dead.
At least he has good taste.
Who's that, Avery?
Cardinal Adolfo Montserrat. He was visiting here. He's dead. God, they killed him. It's so
What killed
awful.
him?
I don't know.
Saying he was murdered?
I'm saying he was crucified. At St. John of the Divine. They
Dang.
crucified him on the Lord. Reversed. So awful.
Upside down?
Facing. Embracing. It's awful. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. Because this is where Echoes of the Past, Episode 2, is going to end.
Ah!
Oh,
Fuck you, Mark.
all right.
Fuck you.
Jesus Christ! I am so mad at you right now. I didn't
Wow.
even get to make my. Well, if he was upside down, at least he got crucified with a happy face.
Oh my god. What so
Save
was
that
it
one.
was it reversed, like he was in, like he was just flat, like he was like just back showing, or was it like upside down?
We'll have to discover that on episode 3 next Wednesday
From St. Peter's happening.
on twitch.tv/Gehenna Gaming. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. we will come back to the parish and speak with Avery. My
Sorry,
players.
I'm making a gross face.
Thank you so much. This was an amazing session. All of you are amazing players. I want you to tell me who you are, and I want you to tell me where people can find you and what you have coming up. Zach, you first. You're up at bat.
Hey, I'm Zachary Vaudo. That's my Twitter handle, and you can find me just saying random shit there, as well as the schedule. What?
We're being rated.
Oh, wonderful. Right at the very end. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
So hi, I'm Zachary Vaudo. You can find me at that Twitter handle, and you can find me here every Wednesday this month for Cult. Apart from that, Fridays I'm over on Level Up Dice. It's at levelups_TTV for Vancouver Adjacent by Night. It's a vampire actual play. Tuesdays I'm over at ATL by Night. That's the core one. We're in our off season, but we're doing a lot of community game night things. And ATL by Night will be announcing an upcoming event tomorrow once we are allowed to announce it. And you'll hear even more about it next week.
So exciting. Persephone.
Hi, I'm Persephone. You can find me at Persephoroth on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I almost said Twitter again. I am the DM of Fast Times at D&D High, which is going to be having a winter special going up on December 22nd. And I really hope that you check it out. We are a we run a very tight ship with our episodes and have high production quality, so I hope that you enjoy it. It's complete opposite in tone from this. Besides that, you can see me here every Wednesday. I also encourage anyone who is in the Georgia area to vote in the runoff election, please, for the love of God.
do. Please help.
And of course, Raquel Skellington.
I'm Raquel Skellington. You can find me at Raquel Skelling on Twitter and Raquel Skellington literally everywhere else on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Tomorrow, I will be streaming with Encounter Roleplay for Axon Punk. So if you'd like to see me again on stream, you can catch me tomorrow at, I believe, 7 p.m. So we'll be streaming over on their channel, which you can also follow me here on Twitch, and it will also host that if you want to watch it. Easy peasy.
And finally, we have Nicholas, as they call him on the streets.
On the streets, in the sheets, they shout my name. Everyone, I'm Nick, also as Nobleman Nick. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. I'm mostly active on Twitter. And you can also find me in Gehenna Gaming's Discord. If you would like to see my face, my beautiful face and my beautiful voice more, you can go ahead and check me out on The Deep Dive, the show I host bi-weekly, every other Tuesday, where I do deep dives into the awesome game systems that have shaped the tabletop community, with a slew of special guests. The episode we're doing Tuesday is we're starting our double-part season finale of Changing the Lost. We will have Jax Brick on there. She actually wrote the safety rules for Kult. Oh no, she didn't write. She helped translate them and helped work a lot with Kult and doing a lot of the editing. And she's also working on a new book for Kult too. So that should be awesome to see. Yeah, definitely give that a check out. And yeah, there's some other stuff I want to say, but I'm not allowed to. Probably similar to the Zach stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be a fucking jam.
And I am your game master. I am Mark Hugh Anderson. You can follow me at Marchosius with 5s instead of S's on Twitter. But I'm more concerned about you actually following Gehenna Gaming and everything that we do. We have a podcast which is released every single Sunday. This Sunday is going to be a great conversation. There's also some little teasers that we're releasing through the episodes. You may have already been hearing. If you're already listening, please subscribe. Keep watching Gehenna Gaming. There's all sorts of really cool stuff going on this channel all the time. Watching it live is a lot of fun because there's a huge community of a lot of people who are super, super excited about what we do, that are amazing people and love to interact with anybody else who's loving what we're doing. We did a soft announcement of Virtual HorrorCon, so that's something that we've been planning like crazy and still will plan like crazy. What do I have coming up? I don't know. Just watch this series more. Keep watching the series. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. The players are amazing, and this is a cool story.
Blast. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm having such a good time. You guys are so good. I get nervous every single time I'm about to jam for this game because you guys are all so good. But yeah, come back here tomorrow. There's other stuff going on. And yeah, check out our schedule on Twitter at Gehenna Gaming. I'm Mark. This has been Echoes of the Past, a Cult Divinity Lost miniseries. Thank you and good night.
you